Hello students, welcome to the class of web technology. Let us discuss about the different style locations. CSS style rules can be specified in three different locations. One is the inline, second one is the embedded, third one is the external. Let us see about the inline styles. So inline style is something which you are going to apply to each HTML element. An inline style uses the style attribute of an HTML element. But this inline style is generally discouraged since they increase the bandwidth and decrease the maintainability. You can look at the example here. So you have h1 tag or h1 element, your HTML element. For that you are applying the inline style. So we have to specify the style attribute is equal to color blue, a blue heading. So it will appear in blue color. Then another HTML you have. So for that you are applying the style. So individual HTML element you are applying. So that is called inline style. Next, embedded style sheet. This is also called as internal styles. So used to define a style for your entire HTML page. So it is usually defined in the head section of an HTML page within a style element. So you can look at the example here. So this is your HTML page. Inside this you are embedding the CSS style. So you have to specify the style element, then body. So body background color, then h1 tag color, p tag color. So here you are specifying what heading h1 is, p is. So here you can see the background color is set to blue. Then your heading tag is set to blue, whereas paragraph tag is red in color. Now external style sheet. See, this is the commonly used one. So it is used to define the style for many HTML pages. So you are maintaining a separate style sheet or CSS file, I can tell. So where you are going to provide all the style information there. So if at all you want to make any changes, okay, you have to make changes in the CSS file or this style sheet, which will automatically reflect in all other HTML pages. Now here you can look at the example. So in the head section, you need to specify the link because you have to link this HTML file to your external style sheet. So rel is equal to style sheet, href is equal to that style sheet file link. So it is saved as .css. Next, selector. So already we have discussed selector is actually a HTML element where you want to apply styling, for which you're going to apply the styling. So CSS selectors allow you to select either individual element or multiple HTML element or elements that belong together in some way or elements that are positioned in specific ways in the document hierarchy. We'll see the different types of selectors. First one is the element selector. So here you are selecting all instances of the given HTML element. So you can see here is we have paragraph tag P. For that the background color is set to yellow. Okay. So here this style is being applied, isn't it here? So for when I specify the div tag, PID is equal to first name, PID is equal to hometown, P. So here you're specifying actually the element selector is P tag. The element selector is P tag. So it will select all instances of that given HTML element. So it will select all instances of this P tag. So here you can see one P tag. Here you can see another P tag. So whatever text is there, it will be in, the color will be set to yellow. So here also you have one paragraph tag. Now another, so in element selector, you can select all elements by using the universal element selector. You can also select a group of elements by separating the different element names with commas. That is called as grouped selector. So this reduces the size and complexity of CSS file. See, we are selecting, here you can see we are grouping all the selectors under one category. So select a group of elements by separating the different element names with commas. That's all. P is one selector, comma, div is another selector, comma, aside. So you're grouping the selectors. So it's called grouped selectors. If you're writing it separately, then each selector you need to specify P selector, margin and padding, div selector in this way. Class selector. So class selector is used to simultaneously target different HTML elements regardless of their position in the document tree. So if a series of HTML elements have been labeled with the same class attribute value, then you can target them for styling by using a class selector you can use, which will take the form period dot followed by the class name. So you can look at in this example P, that is your HTML, dot the class name intro. So background color is yellow. Heading, it will appear in the same way, welcome to my page. Div class is equal to intro. Paragraph, again one more paragraph. Now here you have one more paragraph, my best friend is Mickey. Last paragraph tag. For that you are specifying your selector, class selector. What is that? Intro. Okay, so what happens now? This line will appear in yellow color. Next, ID selector allows to target a specific element by its ID attribute regardless of its type or position. So if an HTML element has been labeled with an ID attribute, then you can target it for styling by using an ID selector. Previous was class selector. So you are using hash here followed by the ID name. So in this example, you can see hash indicates ID selector. So here you are specifying the name, selector name, first name. So here when it comes div class is equal to intro, PID is equal to first name. So my name is Donald. So this will background color will be yellow. Next, attribute selector, styling HTML elements that have specific attribute or attribute value. So based on this attribute, it's going to select all the elements that have the specified attribute and it applies the CSS styling. So you can look at this example. Your attribute name is title. So these are the stylings being applied. So this is your attribute selector. Now what happens, wherever in your code you have specified this attribute title, it will automatically set with all these styles. So you can see here, it appears in this way. So we have different attribute selectors. This is just a pair of square bracket. It specifies a specific attribute. So you are matching any element with the title attribute, I can tell. Here it is written title. Now equal to means a specific attribute with a specific value. See, a title. Now here the value is being specified. Post from this country. So it matches any a element whose title attribute is exactly post from this country. Okay, then this a tilde symbol equal to a specific attribute whose value matches at least one of the words in a space delimited list of words. Now here it is country, so matches any title attribute that contains the word countries, Now difference between ID selector and class selector. What is the difference? See, ID selector should only be used when referencing a single HTML element, since an ID attribute can only be assigned to a single HTML element. But when you want to reference several HTML elements, you can go for class selector. Now next, pseudo element and pseudo class selector. Pseudo element is used to style specified parts of an element. For example, you can style the first letter or line of an element. So insert content before or after the content of an element. So this is the syntax, selector pseudo element property value. For example, you have here pseudo element first line. It is used to add a special style to the first line of a text. So in this example, you can see here is the first line of the text, the color appears red in color, and all font variant is also there, small caps. So that is the change. So the pseudo element is used to style specified parts of an element. Now, pseudo class selector means it is used to define a special state of an element. For example, it can be used to style an element when a user mouses over, style visited and unvisited links you can get, style an element when it gets focus. So same thing here, selector pseudo class single colon, okay, property value. This is the syntax. So we have some common pseudo element and pseudo class constructor. Now a colon link. This is your pseudo class selector, okay. So selects links that have not been visited. A colon visited. This is pseudo class selector, selects links that have been visited. Then focus pseudo class selector selects elements that have the input focus. Hover pseudo class selector selects elements that the mouse pointer is currently above. Okay. Then you can see the remaining one. So you can see the example here. A link, you're checking the unvisited link. A visited link. A hover, that is mouse over the link. Active link, active in the sense selects an element that is being activated by the user. A typical example is a link that is being clicked. So you can see here. Okay. Next, contextual selectors, also called as combinators. You can select elements based on their ancestors or descendants or siblings. Okay, so that is, it selects elements based on their context or their relation to other elements in the documentary. So what do you mean by descendant selector? It matches all elements that are descendants of a specified element. So for example here, you have the div tag, div p, that is background color is yellow. So div p tag paragraph 1 in the div, paragraph 2 in the div, then section p paragraph 3 in the div, paragraph 4 not in a div, paragraph 5 not in a div. So div p, so where it comes for this one, isn't it, inside the div. So here these all will be having background color yellow. Next, there are other contextual selectors like descendant, child, adjacent sibling, general sibling. Thank you.